Welcome aboard your $0 flight to China. Ticket paid, curiosity required. I'm your guide from Whale Facts, and today we're upgrading you to a window seat on a country of extremes. Neon megacities, ancient walls, panda forests, tea mist, and trains that blur like lightning. Over the next 15 minutes, we'll hop from the Himalayas to the Pacific, slurp street noodles, decode festivals, and ride the world's biggest high-speed rail network without ever opening your wallet. Keep your tray tables stowed because each stop drops a fresh, verified fun fact, perfect for trivia night and travel dreams. Ready? Buckle in, hit subscribe, and let Whale Facts comp your passport stamp. Wheels up to wonder in 3, 2, 1. Zoom out on the map. To the west, the Himalayas rear up. Below them, the Tibetan Plateau. To the north, the Gobi and the wind-sculpted dunes of the Taklamakan. Swing east and the land steps down into green river basins that empty into the Pacific. China sprawls across more than 3.6 million square miles, stretching from subarctic winters in Heilongjiang to tropical beaches in Hainan. Two super rivers, the Yangtze and the Yellow, have carved travel corridors for millennia, while the Pro River threads a glittering megaregion on the south coast. Now zoom in. This is a city of cities. Shanghai stacks Art Deco on sci-fi. Beijing lines up imperial axes with glass towers. Chongqing pours straight over steep hills. Guangzhou hums with factories and dim sum steam. Shenzhen rockets from fishing village to tech lab in one lifetime. Around 1.4 billion people call this place home, and many live inside 3 megaclusters you can see from space. Jingjinji around the capital, the Yangtze River Delta around Shanghai, and the Greater Bay Area around Hong Kong, Macau, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou. Between metros lie karst spires of Guilin and rice terraces that climb like green amphitheaters. Desert, rainforest, alpine passes, coastal wetlands. Pack them all into your mental suitcase. Orientation complete. Next stop, the icons that built the legend. First stamp, the Great Wall, more like a great network. Think ridgelines stitched with stone, tamped earth and beacon towers, built and rebuilt over centuries by different dynasties. If you've heard a single number, remember it hides a messy truth. Walls, trenches, and natural barriers together span thousands of miles, but only select sections like Muxianyu or Jinshanling near Beijing are restored for easy day trips. Away from the crowds, wild walls crumble into grass, looking more like a dragon's spine than a fortress. Swing south to Xi'an, where the Terra Cotta Army guards an emperor who died over 2,000 years ago. Excavations have revealed thousands of life-size clay soldiers, horses, and chariots. No two faces quite the same, standing in silent formation as if a drum might still call them to march. Back to Beijing for the Forbidden City, a palace so vast it feels like a city within a city. Vermilion gates, marble bridges, and courtyards stepping toward the dragon throne. Room counts vary depending on what you include, but the scale is the headline. Avenues built for emperors now walked by everyone. UNESCO calls out dozens of Chinese treasures. The classical gardens of Suzhou, the Grand Canal, Mogao Caves, and the rice terraces of Honghe, each a postcard from a different century. Cue the whoosh. China runs the planet's biggest high-speed rail web. Tens of thousands of miles laced across mountains and megacities, so dense that a weekend can feel like teleportation. Step aboard a Fuxing train and you'll cruise at up to 350 kilometers per hour, about 217 miles per hour. So smoothly your tea barely ripples. The aisles are quiet, seats are airplane wide, and the LED speed readout is the only flex. Well, that and arriving before your group chat finishes arguing about lunch. Signature routes? Beijing-Shanghai is the celebrity line. Business, families, backpackers, all zipping the country's economic spine in roughly 4+ hours. Push farther and you get epics like Beijing-Kunming, a cross-climate odyssey from the north to the edge of Southeast Asia, or coastal bullets stitching together port cities at a clip that shrinks maps. Stations operate like airports. Multiple security checks, cavernous halls, platform numbers marching to the horizon. So arrive early. Tickets live on the official 12306 system, website/app, which shows real-time seats in train classes. Second class, great value. First class, roomier. And business class, lie-back luxury. Pro tip: pick a quiet car if you love library vibes. Grab a bento box if you love braised pork over rice. High speed isn't the only record. Swing south to the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, the world's longest sea-crossing bridge tunnel, arching 55 kilometers over the Pearl River's mouth. A concrete dragon sketching a shortcut across open water. On rails or roadway, China turns distance into a suggestion. Next stop, dinner. Dinner time, and China doesn't have one kitchen, it has 8. Think of them like playlists, each with a signature beat. Shandong. Ocean breeze in a bowl, clean stock, spotlight on seafood, big scallion energy. Signature bite. Braised sea cucumber with scallions, silky and umami-rich. Sichuan. The crowd favorite roller coaster. Mala heat where chilies burn and peppercorns tingle. Order mapo tofu or go full arena with Chongqing hot pot. Cantonese, Guangdong freshness first, precise steaming, and that elusive wok hei kiss. Sunday heaven is dim sum, but a purest flex is steamed grouper with ginger scallion. Jiangsu, Huaiyang knife work like origami and sauces that sheen. Classic, lion's head meatballs, pillow soft pork in a gentle broth. Fujian. Coastal soul food built on elegant broths and seafood sweetness. Legend status. Buddha jumps over the wall, a banquet soup layered with ocean depths. Zhujiang mellow seasonal garden fresh. Hangzhou specialty. Longjing tea shrimp, pale green and perfumed. Hunan. If Sichuan is numbing, Hunan is blazing fresh chilies, smoked meat swagger. Try Chairman Mao's red braised pork. Anhui mountain comfort, wild herbs, bamboo shoots, slow braises. Local star. Stinky mandarin fish, choguayu. Funky name, addictive flavor. Zoom to the streets. Night market sizzle with chuaner, human lamb skewers. Crackly jianbing crepes, juicy Shangjian pan-fried buns. Shangxi Rudiamo Chinese burgers. And winter bright Tonghulu candied hawthorn. North versus South carbs? Picture a culinary equator. In the north, wheat rolls, noodles, buns, dumplings. In the south, rice rains, bowls, congee, and rice noodles. Translation. Your chopsticks will never be bored. Hydration strategy. Hot tea cuts richness, vinegar opens flavors, and a cold soy milk or plum drink is your late night overtime. Appetite packed? Good. Next, we make the language menu simple. Chinese isn't one language, it's a family. Mandarin Putonghua is the national lingua franca used in schools, media, and most signage. But street-level speech shifts fast. Cantonese Yu fills Hong Kong and much of Guangdong. Shanghainese belongs to the Wu group around the Yangtze Delta. Min varieties like Hokkien flow along the southeast coast. Hakka pops up in pockets, plus Gan and Xiang in the south-central provinces. They can sound mutually unintelligible, yet most share the same writing system. Chinese characters. You'll also meet two scripts. Simplified characters dominate mainland China. Traditional characters are standard in Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan. Same meanings, different shapes, like bold versus cursive with history attached. Pronunciation lifeline. Pinyin, a romanization that marks tones. Mandarin has 4 main tones plus a neutral tone. Changing tone changes meaning. Ma versus ma is mom versus horse. Traveler toolkit. Ni hao hello. Xie thanks. We la not spicy. Zayan ar? Where? Master these in menus and conversations open up. Set your calendar to rhythm. Spring Festival, China's Lunar New Year, slides between late January and mid-February, kicking off with firecrackers, red lanterns, and the world's biggest annual migration as families hurry home. The reunion dinner is the heart. Fish for surplus, dumplings for luck, long noodles for longevity. Kids level up with red envelopes, hongbao, and the 2-week party winds down at the Lantern Festival, when glowing menageries float into the night like low-orbit stars. Mid-year, the Dragon Boat Festival thunders in. Crews paddle long, painted boats to drumbeats that sound like sprinting thunder, honoring the ancient poet Chu Yuan. On shore, you'll smell zongzi, sticky rice pyramids stuffed with pork, beans, or dates, bundled in leaves and boiled until they're glossy. Folks wear fragrant sachets, sip Riager wine in old traditions, and cheer photo finish races along rivers and harbors. It's athletic, poetic, and wonderfully carb-forward. Proof that in China, celebrations come seasoned with history and wrapped in something delicious. Cue soft bamboo percussion. Giant pandas pad through misty Sichuan forests, living quiet, solitary lives on mountain slopes. Conservation has nudged their wild population to just over 1,800, and reserves like Wulong and Foping stitch together bamboo corridors so these tuxedo bears can keep snacking. Dozens of pounds a day, without crossing highways. Share the stage with the golden snub-nosed monkey, blue-faced and winterproof. The elusive snow leopard ghosting across the Tibetan plateau. And the combat kid, the crested ibis, rescued from the brink and now gliding over paddies like living calligraphy. China's landscapes are a fantasy map that forgot to edit itself. Jingjinji erupts in sandstone pillars veiled in cloud, the sort of scenery that inspired Avatar. China Dansha paints entire mountain ranges in red sandstone and striped cliffs, a UNESCO postcard stretching across multiple provinces. In Juzhegu, Travertin Dam's terrace turquoise pools so clear you can count the fallen branches beneath. In Guilin and Yangshuo, karst towers rise like dragon teeth above a slow green river. Huangshan, Yellow Mountain, stages a daily theater of seas of clouds. Pines clinging to granite like bonsai superheroes. Traveler tip: many parks run shuttle buses and boardwalks. Go early or in shoulder seasons for hush, frost, and golden leaves. While China isn't far, just step off the main line. Open your phone in China and you've basically opened the city. WeChat and Alipay act like operating systems for daily life. Chat, pay, split bills, hail a ride, unlock a bike, order noodles, top up transit, book a doctor, even check into attractions, all inside mini programs that load instantly without installing separate apps. Scan a QR code and doors, literal doors, open. At cafes and street stalls, the ritual is quick point camera beep done. Receipts drop into your chat. Loyalty points tally automatically. Delivery drivers trace your sesame chicken in real time like a tiny parade. Trains? Buy on the official 12306 system, then add the ticket to a wallet mini program so gates read your ID and let you glide through like a local. For travelers, good news. The big wallets now accept many international bank cards for top-ups and direct payments, and more venues visibly accept cash again for inclusivity. Still, bring a little paper money, keep your passport handy for ID checks, and consider an eSIM so SMS codes actually reach you. Some functions remain China number only, but the core experience, scan and go, works better than ever. Then there's Singles Day 11/11, the turbocharged shopping festival. Think days of live stream demos, instant coupons, and nationwide flash sales. Platforms increasingly downplay raw GMV bragging rights, but the cultural phenomenon remains. It's retail as esports, and your thumbs are the controllers. Look up. Circling overhead is Tiangong, China's modular space station. 3 big cylinders, solar wings spread like a dragonfly. Crews rotate in and out for months at a time, testing life support tech, growing plants, and running microgravity experiments that make everyday objects behave like slow, curious jellyfish. Down on the moon, the Chang'e probes have nap samples and parked landers. On Mars, the Tianwen program proved China can cruise interplanetary. Space here isn't just a flag, it's a workshop. Now tilt down to Megaproject mode. The Three Gorges Dam spans the Yangtze with a generating capacity measured in tens of gigawatts. Still the heavyweight champion of power stations. Around it, giant pump storage plants act like water batteries, and vast desert solar and wind bases blanket Inner Mongolia, Gansu, and Xinjiang in neat glittering grids. Ultra-high voltage lines sling that power across provinces like energy bullet trains. China has been adding renewable capacity at record pace. So fast it hit 2030 wind plus solar targets early and pushed installed wind plus solar beyond thermal capacity on paper, even as coal still does heavy lifting on cloudy, still days. Bonus Megamoose. The south-north water transfer funnels river water across the map. An entire sponge city district soak up floods with parks instead of pavement. From orbit to outlet mall, it's big systems thinking, ambitious, sometimes controversial, always headline scale. First, money. QR reigns, but visitors can now link many international cards to WeChat Pay or Alipay for top-ups and checkout. Cash is accepted more consistently again. Carry small bills for taxis, markets, or when a terminal naps. Trains and attractions can check ID. Keep your passport handy. An eSIM or local SIM helps for SMS codes. Download 12306, maps and translation packs offline. Etiquette is easy. Smile, queue, and keep your voice modest indoors. Offer and receive items, especially business cards, with 2 hands. At meals, don't plant chopsticks upright in rice. Set them on a rest. Pour tea for others before refilling your own. When toasting, ganbei means drain it. Clink your rim slightly lower than a senior's to show respect. If you don't drink, say so early and sip tea instead. Ordering like a local. Point at photos, scan QR menus, and say Bu Yao Tai La for less spice or Qin Xiaofang Shan Sai if cilantro's not your thing. Napkins aren't guaranteed, carry tissues. Internet reality. Some international sites and apps are restricted. Plan around it. Use hotel Wi-Fi messaging, both sides share, and offline tools. Follow local laws and you'll be fine. With manners sorted, let's take a breather. Tea in China isn't a drink. It's a season that never ends. Longjing Dragon Well. From Hangzhou, tastes like spring rain on toasted rice. Tiguanyan Oolong blooms floral and buttery. Dahong Pao rocks smoky mineral swagger. Jasmine pearls unfurl like tiny fireworks. Pour from Yunnan goes earthy and meditative, aging like vinyl records. In a tea house, the host may rinse cups, wake the leaves, then pour fast, small rounds Kung Fu style, so each infusion tells a chapter. Little delights orbit the cup. Morning square dancing brings grandparents into perfect sync under neon billboards. Side streets click with mahjong, tiles slapping like applause breaks. Convenience stores stock hot soy milk and TX. Trains offer endless boiling water taps for your thermos. Hotels often provide slippers. Parks hand you poetry. Calligraphers write on stone with giant brushes and evaporating water. Even in winter, someone will hand you hot water, because warmth here is practical, portable hospitality. Sip up. One last stop remains. Passport stamped, $0 spent, and a million stories richer. In one ride we steamed bullet trains and bamboo forests, megacities and temple courtyards, tea steam and rocket plumes. The bright contradictions that make China unforgettable. If this whirlwind lit a spark, check the description for our free travel kit. Pronunciation sheets, festival dates, and beginner tips to order like a pro. Tell us which fact wowed you most, or the dish you'd fly for tomorrow. And hey, if you laughed, learned, or daydreamed along the way, repay this $0 ticket with 3 tiny taps. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host from Whale Facts, where curiosity gets comped and every trip ends with a better story. See you on the next adventure.